10 celebrities that served in the military. Actors look great on big screens portraying the role of a brave soldier, but did you know that some celebs have even served in the military in real life as well? Well, this is what this video is for. We're going to discover the top 10 celebs that served in the military. So let's get started. Number 1. Rob Riggle. For more than 20 years, Rob served in the Marine Corps, United States. He did his graduation from the University of Kansas. Then he went to Officer Candidate School. Although he originally intended to be a pilot, he then realized that he wanted to be a comedian. But instead of that, he became a public affairs officer. After the completion of his active duty service commitment, he switched to the reserves, where he served for 14 more while making jokes and acting full-time. Rob served in Liberia, Kosovo, and Afghanistan during his time in service. After his retirement, he continued to help the veteran community with programs such as the Rob Riggle Invitational Golf Classic, a celebrity golf tournament that raises nonprofit veterans such as the Semper Fi Fund, service members, and their organizations and families. Number 2. Jackie Robinson, United States Army. Jackie Robinson was drafted into the United States Army in 1942, where he was assigned to a separate cavalry unit before applying to the academy. His request was delayed because of the color of his skin, but after protest by heavyweight boxer Joe Louis, he was accepted. He worked as a second lawyer in January of 1943. In August 1944, he was court-martialed for refusing to relinquish his seat on a bus near Camp Hood, Texas, in a different area due to racism. On July 6, 1944, Robinson was sitting on a public bus next to a white woman on Camp Hood, and the driver ordered him to move to the back of the bus. Robinson refused, and the driver called the military police to arrest him. Annoyed by the way he was treated and annoyed by the stigma of the post, Robinson refused to wait for the members of Parliament in the Provost Marshal's office and was escorted to the hospital under surveillance and protest. He had been charged with 2 counts of sedition. His defense would be successful, however, and Robinson was released. He retired due to a bone in his ankle and became the first African American to play Major League Baseball. Number 3. Clint Eastwood. Eastwood had worked on movies like Unforgiven, Dirty Harry, and The Bridges of Madison County. But did you know that this extraordinary actor and director Clint Eastwood was drafted into the Army during the Korean War? Eastwood was lucky and was assigned to be a swimmer in the California area during a deadly altercation. Number 4. Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen worked on movies like Bullitt and The Great Escape. Despite that, he was also a sailor. He started badly in the Corps, made trouble, and spent time at the brig, where he was punished with a share of bread and water. But after bravely rescuing several men during a catastrophic Arctic training mission, he was given the honor of guarding the boat of President Harry Truman. Number 5. Morgan Freeman. Aside from the possibility of James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman is undoubtedly the most famous voice in Hollywood. He's a brilliant narrator and actor in popular films such as Driving Miss Daisy, The Shawshank Redemption, and Glory, among his most important commercial and critical achievements. Also, he has won an Oscar award. He joined the Air Force in 1955 with dreams of becoming a pilot. But upon learning the training, he realized that he had no stomach for flying and pursued a less dangerous career in film. Number 6. Montel Williams. Talk program host Montel Williams enrolled in the United States Marine Corps after high school and completed basic training in Parris Island, South Carolina, before heading to the Desert Warfare Training Center in 29 Palms, California. He impressed his superiors with his leadership skills and was promoted to Naval Academy Preparatory School in Newport, Rhode Island. He was then accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. Upon graduation, he became the cryptologic chief of the United States Navy. He worked in Guam before moving to the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California, where he studied Russian for 1 year before applying his language skills to a national security agency. He served in the Navy for 3 years before deciding to leave the military and pursue public speaking and advocacy full-time. Number 7. Elvis Presley, United States Army. Following the postponement and completion of the film King Creole, Elvis Aaron Presley reported on the U.S. Army's basic military training at Fort Hood on March 24, 1958, where he was assigned to the 2nd Armored Division's Hell on Wheels. His launch was a big event that attracted fans and the media. After basing, Presley sailed to Europe on USS General Randall to work with the 3rd Armored Division in Friedberg, Germany. In March of 1960, Sergeant Presley terminated his military obligations and received a decent discharge from his post. Reflecting on his ministry, Presley once told Armed Forces Radio and Television that he was willing to go to any lengths to prove himself. And he did, even though his career as a musician was never too far away. Shortly after returning to the United States, he filmed the film GI Blues, a musical comedy in which Presley played a tanker and sang. Number 8. Jimi Hendrix, United States Army. Jimi Hendrix, one of the leading rock guitarists, served for a short time, 13 months with the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division, dubbed the Screaming Eagles, a few years before he rose to prominence in the late 60s. Hendrix wanted to register as an artist but did not have formal music training, so he opted to enter the 101st Airborne Division. Months after joining the Screaming Eagles, life as a paratrooper began to erode in Hendrix's behavior. He was constantly being reprimanded for his misconduct. Jimmy just wanted to play his guitar. His days as a paratrooper came to an end on his 26th jump when he broke his ankle. Number 9. Kurt Vonnegut, United States Army. Kurt Vonnegut enlisted in the United States Army during World War II. In 1944, Private First Class Kurt Vonnegut was captured by the Nazis during the Bulge War. He, along with boxcars full of other POWs, was taken to the German city of Dresden and forced to work until the city was bombed by Allied bombs. Vonnegut and a few other survivors survived that destruction in a different, terrifying new world. The Fifth Slaughterhouse is named after the basement where he waited for the bombing. The book is the story of a man who became weak in the course of time, floating back to the past in seemingly absurd ways. It has become one of the most popular PTSD stories and one of the most banned books of all time. Number 10. Chris Christopherson, U.S. Army. Before becoming a recording artist, Chris Christopherson, under the pressure of his family and following in the footsteps of his father, General Air Force before him, joined the U.S. Army. Christopherson trained to be a ranger and a helicopter pilot, eventually reaching the rank of captain while working in Germany. But then he received instructions at West Point to teach English. He chose to leave the Army to pursue a career in music, but he served in the Tennessee National Guard when he needed it. It was then that he stole a helicopter and placed it on the grass of Johnny Cash's garden. A bold move that would pay off when Cash, a veteran, recorded a Christopherson song and began an amazing musical friendship. In 2003, he was awarded with the Veteran of the Year award at the 8th Annual American Veterans Awards. That's all for today's video. Let us know your thoughts about the topic we discussed in the comment section below. I hope that you find this video informative and interesting. If you found this video interesting, do like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave comments and provide us with your valuable feedback. See you in the next video with some more interesting information and facts, and until then, stay tuned.